Ravens fans, back at it again, Mr. Voiceman. Last week, I know I was a little lazy on my videos, but it's the Cleveland Browns. You don't really need to explain too much in regards to how far boys to beat them. We handled it pretty decently. The O-line played a little crappy against Cleveland, but it was a short week. I kind of expected some bad things to happen. It wasn't going to be a pretty game. It certainly wasn't, but it's always pretty when we come out on top. So that brings us to this week. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a team of a different story. Offensively, they've got the really big wide receivers. Matt Castle under center. He was good in New England, but he seems to really have lost touch of his accuracy. For some reason, he just can't seem to do what he has to do to get the ball to the people in his jersey. But he definitely is generous with giving it to the other team because he has 4 touchdowns to 7 interceptions this year. The big man on campus when it comes to Kansas City is Jamal Charles. They brought Peyton Hillis in because they thought it might be, let's ease him back into it. And then he goes for Jamal Charles goes for 235 yards against New Orleans. So that without fail said, hey, it looks like he's back. So that's kind of the one key to today's game. It's a 1 o'clock game. It feels weird saying that. We've had all these primetime games for a change. But it's 1 o'clock start time. It's out in Arrowhead, so that should be an interesting turn of events out there because a lot of people say it's a tough place to play. The atmosphere and the crowd noise is on excruciating level supposedly. So that should be a test for the sugar huddle as we call it here. But defensively, they're not bad up front. Tom Bali, he's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. They drafted, I believe, a young man, last name of Houston, to complement him on the other side. He's not really having as much of an impact as they thought. KO should be okay with Houston, but if Ali is going against Orr, we know how he struggles against those big speed power guys. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of tight end help on the left side to try slow down Ali and give Flacco ample time to take his shots downfield against a suspect secondary. They lost Brandon Carr. Brandon Flowers isn't bad, but he's not on the same level. So that being said, I know this is kind of a quick video, but keys to the game, you keep the pass rush off of Joe. He'll take his time and have plenty of shots downfield. I look for, once again, big days out of Torrey and the rest of the receiving corps. And I'd say early and often Ray Rice, maybe not so much as the game progresses, but if it doesn't start out early, then we should be well out in front by the time the end of the game's near, and look for Rice to get a lot of touches and mop up duty in garbage time. So that being said, I'm gonna have to give this one to the Ravens, not because I'm a homer, but just because the intangibles are there. The crowd noise could be a factor, but Harbs has just been top notch when it comes to his coaching this year. Cornell's decent. They seem to enjoy him in Kansas City, but he's really not getting what he expects out of his offense there. So look for some big points early and kind of a slow pace when it comes to the second half. Kansas City will score their points, though, as we've seen. Our secondary isn't up to par when it comes to not getting any pass rush up front. So if we can at least break his rhythm somewhat, Castle will be in for a few picks today. But if not, Debo and the rest of the guys in the receiving corps of Kansas City, they could make Kerry Williams and Jimmy Smith kind of look pretty bad. I would say Ladarius Webb, but he's my favorite player. So, he's a shutdown corner. You're not going to get on him. So, that being said, I'd say final score somewhere in the neighborhood of Ravens 30, Kansas City Chiefs 21, possibly 17. It's just two teams kind of going in different directions. I mean, Kansas City plays in an easier division, so they've looked good so far, but when you play a garbage team like the Saints have been this year, and it's easy to look decent, but they've kind of been lucky more than anything else, and I think the luck runs out today. So look for a really good dose of Ravens victory. And on that note, I actually turn the tide and go to some Orioles news. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's October the 7th right now, and I'm saying, hey, we've got a baseball game to watch tonight. It's Orioles-Yankees, best of 5 in the divisional series. Tonight's starters are CC Sabathia against Jason Hamill. Sabathia, he's been he's been pretty damn good these last few starts. I mean, career-wise, he's 16-4 against the Orioles with somewhere in the 2s ERA, 2.5 runs a game. This year we played him tough, though. He's 0-2 with about 6.5 run ERA. So hopefully the latter holds true as opposed to what he's done in his career thus far. Hamill, career-wise, not that decent against the Yankees, but this year he pitched him good. So the big X factor, of course, is the knee. He's got a brace on, so hopefully Hamill will be able to deal with the rigors of pitching and push off, and hopefully no injuries will come his way. But I know we do have the roster and the bullpen, which are been pretty much lights out. However, we won't be able to stockpile as many arms this go around because it is in fact a best of 5, and we cannot change the roster once it's locked in before Game 1. So starting pitching, I hate to do it, but I got to give it to the Yankees just based on history, though. Sabathia has been an absolute thorn in our backside. So that should, if we're patient, we can work counts early. He's a workhorse, but he'll start to tire and lose some of that consistency, and hopefully we'll be able to exact some revenge for him breaking one of our key players. Markakis has been down since that fastball rode in on him. Some people don't think it was intentional. Me personally, I think it is. They felt threatened by the team that was nipping at their heels. So, the fastball got away from me. Oh, how convenient. It's our hottest hitter, and it breaks his hand. His wrist. So, we'll see how that one goes. Bullpen-wise, got to give it to the Orioles. If you can get past the starting pitching, the Yankees' bullpen is vulnerable and can be scored upon this year. They've got some stalwarts, Jabba Chamberlain and such, but I really think, is the key, of course, is to get Sabathia out early. If you can get a couple runs off him, make him work, have to go deep into counts. Girardi's going to be mindful of his pitch count, because if it comes down to a Game 5, more than likely it's going to be Pettit or Sabathia to have to try and nail it down. So that being said, really just got to... It's a flip of a coin on this one. When Hamill is on, nobody can touch his stuff. He piles up their strikeouts. He goes crazy. Same thing with Sabathia, but given the fact that this is the first playoff game in Baltimore in 15 years, I was 8 years old at the time, folks. I feel old as I wasn't 8 years old. I was 12. I was in 8th grade, so I was 12 years old. But I can't fathom this. It just boggles my mind, just how happy and how much this town wanted to get back behind a winner again. And here we are. It's October, and we're in the hunt, and that's more than you could have ever said these past 15 years. We would have been happy with just getting a 4th place and out of the gutter, not so much just making it to the postseason and having 93 wins this year. But that being said, I hope and I pray that the O's can pull this one out, and I think they will with the support of 45,000 screaming orange and black heads. So. Orioles victory today, Ravens victory today. It looks to be a very good day for Baltimore. So that being said, Mr. Voiceman, a little long-winded today, but hey, I'm excited. We got baseball and football today, and here's hoping for a very happy Maryland tomorrow. We'll talk to you later, guys.